I'm famous enough from Heat Check Gaming, and this is the Heat Check-In. Today, I'm joined here with Majes7ic and ChaChingSingh. We had a fun trip this week. We went up to New York City. We brought a few people from Miami with us, which was dope. I always like having people that's not familiar with what we do travel with us. So we brought up Jax, the sideline reporter for the Heat. How does him going with us up there make you guys feel?
Well, I've been watching Jax on TV for a while because he covers the Heat for 15 years now.
Yeah.
So I'm familiar with him. It was pretty cool meeting him. He was asking me some really interesting questions about the game, like camera angles, questions I'd never been asked before, but it made sense. He knew what he was talking about.
He was super immersed in everything and just explaining takeover and all these new things that he had never heard of. Was really cool to me.
He did everything really did. He met us at our game this week. He got on the same flight as us.
Was delayed on the same flight with us?
Delayed on the same flight with us. Yeah. And you know what's funny? On the way back, he was on our flight on the way back as well.
Yeah.
I was when I passed by and saw him, I was like, wait a minute. I know you, type of thing. He was sitting with some Miami Heat fans that was right on side of him, and I was 2 seats behind him, and he was talking to them the whole flight about the Heat, which is really dope to see that somebody that has made it as high as he has still been able to talk to fans in that aspect. We had a game to play. It was a game versus the Nets game, which was a fun game. I feel like, a lot of times when we go into games, we want to make sure that we have fun playing games. Win or lose, we're still playing 2K, and that's one of the things that we often get away from is just having fun playing the game. Majes7ic, you actually played in the game at center. What were your thoughts on the game?
I feel like we got off to a really great start. At the end of the first quarter, I was like, we got this. Season's still alive, but Nets just came out second quarter. They hit a couple of threes, and they got a run right back and was right back in the game.
We had this solid game plan which way we wanted to drive Wavy up the court. We wanted to make Wavy go right. And initially, he kind of struggled in the first quarter going right because he wanted to operate from the left side. But in the second and third quarter, it started clicking for him. And, the counter that we had for him, it just didn't work. It didn't work. And, that's basketball. It's going to happen. You can game plan, and execute, but the other side, they got to counter it, and they countered it well. ChaChing, watching that game, what were your thoughts from the side?
I think we had a really good start, like Majes7ic was saying, on the defensive end. Wavy started heating up in the third quarter, knocking down some threes, getting the shots he wanted, and our offense couldn't keep up.
Yeah, we fought in the fourth, as always. I think our fourth quarter, I was looking at stats over the whole season. Fourth quarter was literally our best quarter. And we got to figure out how to get that for all 4 quarters, so not just the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, we outscored teams by a great amount, but that's a quarter that we're fighting in. We recently got Moam, and against the Nets, the first quarter he had 10 points, and I was like, oh my God, this works out wonderful. So how did you think that Moam is gelling with the team?
I think Moam, he even knew a lot of the guys on the team before he checked, so through Pro-Am, he kind of was familiar with hot shot, drop off, Majes7ic, Hood, and all them. So it ended up working out in terms of chemistry, and then you guys saw in the first game, he knew exactly where to be, where his open shots were, and knocked them down.
I think one thing I noticed about Moam, throughout practices, is that he's constantly talking. Even we're not a scrimmage type of team. A lot of people, when we scrimmage, a lot of people don't say anything, and we just go play the game. But Moam was a lot different. Throughout the whole time, he was saying if he was open, he was saying he had the rotation. He was talking the entire time, and it was just a breath of fresh air, just watching a new guy come in and get right into the flow of things.
Well, in that first quarter, when he just came out, hit 3 straight threes and got his takeover, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
He's balling for us. It was he looked like a really good fit, but unfortunately, we couldn't close the game.
I think when I was talking to somebody about this game, and they was Moam started off hot, and I was like, you gotta keep in mind, we had 2 sharps. Moam started off had the 10 points in the first quarter. I think we had 10 out of the first 16 points he had, and then Hood closed out the fourth quarter. Hood finished the game with 21 points. So we just got to find that way to get both of them going at the exact same time, and everything will look a lot better. The game flow will feel a lot better, and that's what reps though. That's what reps trying to figure out where everybody needs to be on the court. Going forward, we have a bye week coming up, and then we have another bye week right after that. So we have 2 bye weeks back to back. What do you guys plan on doing during these bye weeks?
Well, for me, I'm just gonna chill in Miami, get my leg right, physical therapy, hit the gym and stuff.
Me, I'm going to Sacramento for like cousin's wedding. It's gonna be nice to be with family. Haven't seen them in a while, so get to celebrate with them a little.
Speaking of your leg, Majes7ic, how is the rehab going for your leg?
Well, I'm like a little bit ahead of schedule, doctor said. Everything is looking good. I just got to get started with physical therapy. My first appointment's this week.
You said that you forgot how to walk.
Yep.
Right
I have this funny limp going on for no reason at all. I just walking like I still have crutches or the boot on. It's weird.
I always notice it. Like, I remember when I broke my leg a few years back, and I had to deal with the same thing. Like, I was like, I have no idea why I'm walking like this, and I can't change it. Yeah. And it's just one day I just started back walking.
Started back walking.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird, but it happens. We got 2 bye weeks coming up. On July 10th, we play against T-Wolves Gaming and Raptors GC. Be sure to tune in on that day at twitch.tv/HeCheckGaming.